Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, big plans are underway for Perry County as a new ATV park is set to be built. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke to the folks involved on how this could impact Perry and surrounding counties.
Soon enough, ATV enthusiasts in Perry County will not have to travel too far to have some fun.
And anyone that's went to Lexington from Hazard on a Thursday or Friday, you'll pass 200 four-wheelers coming this way. And so we need to be in that game and give them a chance to come here and see how great it is here.
That is why the Perry County Fiscal Court is planning to build an ATV trailhead and RV campground. Fiscal Court officials tell us both of these projects are possible thanks in part to the recent purchase of property along Kentucky Highway 476. The proposed trails will serve more than Perry County, connecting to other trails in Breathitt and Knott counties.
You know, we can only grow so much from within ourselves. We have to say, hey, how do we get outsiders to come in and spend their money here?
This operation will not only bring in revenue for Perry County, but may possibly help boost the economy of both counties the trail is connected to.
It's just going to help people that's going to come and stay at their campground more. Maybe people's going to stay at their campground and ride their park, like what they see, and maybe get some new visitors. You know, we're excited to keep moving forward and growing the trail system.
Bringing more economic and entertaining opportunities to the mountains. Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Perry County Judge Executive Scott Alexander says he estimates the new ATV trailhead will be ready to use in 2 to 3 years. Reid Elliott is an 11-year-old boy from Corbin who is known as a presidential expert, Loretta Lynn lover, and an old soul. All of these things landed him on The Ellen Show earlier this week. Reid has many passions he and his mom shared with producers via Zoom before finding out they were flying out to LA to be on the show. Reid has also battled cancer. JoJo Siwa, who recently launched her Childhood Cancer Foundation, was guest hosting the show, so she was able to award Reid and his family with $10,000.
So we're giving you a check for $10,000. I was like, oh, thank you so much. And then they handed out with this huge check, huge big check. And then it was just, that was, my mom and dad were crying, and it was just I really liked that moment. That was probably my favorite moment on the show.
Well, this incredible young boy also had another exciting surprise on the show. We'll share that and more of Reid's story coming up tonight at 5:30.
It's actually a good day to stay inside and watch some TV because it is a rather gloomy day yet again around the mountains today. We're watching a couple areas of showers, actually watching overcast skies here in Perry County. We're a few degrees cooler than yesterday at this time. Right now sitting at 59. Same thing at London Corbin Airport. There's another kind of wave beginning to move through that region there. And see a little helicopter there over in the corner of the picture. Most of us right around 60 right now, some mid to upper 50s in areas where we're seeing some rain. We are watching a few areas of showers along our far southeastern counties, say Pike, Letcher, Harlan down to Bell, our southwest Virginia counties, as well as some of our counties along the Tennessee border, as well as places like Knox, Whitley, and down into McCreary County, where we're actually seeing the heaviest of the rain right now. Little spot there just to the south of Pine Knot, moving over into portions of, well, right on top of Pine Knot, as a matter of fact. That'll continue to work down into Tennessee as we, or I should say up towards portions of Whitley County as we continue over the next little bit. Everything here slowly working off southwest to northeast as that first wave moves through. We're not done with the showers though tonight. Upper 50s tonight with those showers continuing. This is just the first of a couple of waves that look to move through, and I'll have the details on all of that coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Former Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid has died following a battle with pancreatic cancer. The 82-year-old statesman spent more than 3 decades in Congress. The former amateur boxer described the fight for the Affordable Care Act as his favorite, but hardest in the Senate. CBS's Major Garrett takes a look back.
I didn't make it in life because of my athletic prowess. I didn't make it because of my good looks. I didn't make it because I'm a genius. I made it because I worked hard.
Those words spoken to be the key to success by a man who embodied what hard work and tenacity truly means. Harry Reid earned a reputation as one of the toughest lawmakers in Congress.
The deal doesn't have to be a fight. There's a simple path forward. Just put all 4 bills together, bring them to the floor.
A former amateur boxer, he brought a willingness to draw partisan blood and famously carried the motto, "I would rather dance than fight, but I know how to fight."
Republicans were willing to do anything to take health care away from millions of people. Scores of votes to repeal it. What a waste of the taxpayers' time.
Reid grew up in the small town of Searchlight, Nevada, in a cabin with no indoor plumbing. He had to hitchhike 40 miles to attend high school, where he met his wife, Landra Gould.
She's been the being of my existence in my personal life and my public life.
Reid was elected to the House in 1982, rising to the heights of power, serving as Senate Majority Leader in 2007. Over his 34-year congressional career, Reid was behind many landmark Democratic victories, pushing through a sweeping economic stimulus after the Great Recession, and Reid played a significant role in passing the Affordable Care Act, which he later described as his favorite but hardest fight in the Senate.
I want the people of the state of Nevada to know that I am so grateful, and I have done my best. I haven't been perfect, but I've really tried my hardest.
Major Garrett, CBS News, Washington.
Senator Reid and his wife converted to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints while in college, ultimately becoming the highest-ranking elected Mormon in American history. John Madden, one of pro football's most recognizable figures of the last 50 years, died yesterday. The former player and coach became a household name in the broadcast booth for CBS Sports, teaming up with Pat Summerall to form one of the most celebrated announcing teams of all time. He explained the complexities of pro football to millions of people who knew little about it. In total, Madden spent 30 years in the broadcasting booth with 4 different networks, working 11 Super Bowls and winning 16 Emmy Awards. He was 85 years old. The United States is seeing a surge of new COVID cases as the country prepares for New Year's celebrations. The CDC reported the U.S. hit an all-time high yesterday with more than 400,000 new cases. But as cases spike, the CDC is defending its recent decision to reduce quarantine from 10 days to 5 for asymptomatic COVID patients.
About 85 to 90% of viral transmission happens in those first 5 days, which is why we really want people to stay home during that period of time and then mask for the rest of the time to capture that last 10 to 15%.
While the White House has promised 500 million free at-home COVID antigen tests will be available next month, the FDA is warning that the antigen tests may be less capable of detecting the Omicron variant. The good news is the PCR test used at most testing sites is very reliable. Well, let's head over to Wall Street now on this Wednesday. The Dow closes up today more than 90 points. We'll have more financial news coming up in our next half hour. And moving from Wall Street up to Times Square, New Year's Eve is only a couple days away, and many are looking forward to the annual ball drop celebration. But first, some are capping off 2021 with a different celebration, centered around this burning trash can. It's part of the 15th annual Good Riddance Day event hosted by the Times Square Alliance. People from all over come to the crossroads of the world to burn away negative memories from this year. 2021's most common theme by far, of course, is the pandemic and everything that comes with it.
I would like to get rid of COVID, quarantine, virtual teaching and learning.
I like to get rid of not being able to see my friends because of COVID.
Being the only person there when these people die is the worst part of my job, and I just want it to end.
It wasn't all COVID, though. People came up with all kinds of bad vibes to burn up. Plenty of ex-flames went up in literal flames, all along with global warming and countless other blunders, regrets, and failures. The FDNY was on hand for that event to make sure it was safe for everyone involved. Still ahead on First at 4 for libraries. Overdue books are just another part of day-to-day life, but one book returned to an Indiana library is turning a lot of heads for an interesting reason.
And we're tracking several rain chances as we finish out 2021. I'll have the latest on when storms can arrive as well coming up.